As a cinematographer, I'm always looking for the visual metaphor for telling the story, because that's what I think really the language of cinema is images for me, and it's finding the visual metaphor for how you tell that story. And I always like to think of what we do as cinematographers is we're kind of like architects of space and light. And really, you know, what makes a film different than a poem or a book or a play or even a photograph or a painting is that we move in space and time, and there's a fluidity to that. And it's something that evolves. You know, you go in with certain ideas in pre-production, and that's what's very important, the amount of time you spend exploring the story and how to tell the story. Because really, the story should be driven by the characters, by the actors, and you're really implementing stylization to create the emotions for nonverbal form of communication, which images are, to implement that emotion in the characters. I mean, I'm not the only one to say this, but every film, I always feel like it's the first film, you know, because I think that you want to challenge yourself each film. So, and you go in with ideas, but you don't really know if those ideas will work or not. But the important thing is to be consistent and not change your path. So that's why it's important to see what you're doing. I think the challenge is always that you don't do it the way you did it before, that you try, you take chances. I think for any artist or any technician, the important thing is to try to do it differently than you did it before, else our job would be boring. And you know, my background was art history and painting, so I always thought of cinema as an art form more than a commercial entity. And so I guess I always seeked out the type of films and the filmmakers that were exploring not only the subject matter, but how to tell the story, you know. Godard had seen some of the work I had done with the new German wave, and it was kind of very funny because it was a Sunday morning in New York, and I got a phone call, and this voice on the other side of the phone said, "Are you Ed Lachman?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "This is Jean-Luc Godard." And I almost wanted to say, "Yeah, right," but I didn't. And I went and met him at his hotel, and then it was kind of like waiting for Godard. And then he told me a lot of interesting things. He said, "I'm not going to hire one cinematographer. Well, why should I? Because I don't hire one actor." And then he had me and film all the different people that he had talked to that he was going to hire for the film. And then he made these, he says at that point, he didn't do scripts because scripts aren't the film, that he does visualizations of ideas, and those kind of essays, visual essays, would be what the film would be. But of course he went back to everybody and said, "Oh, you're all much too expensive," and then never hired us. Every film is different, and every director is different, and you explore that either in the script or, you know, a cinematographer is kind of a psychiatrist and a technician. You have to find out what's important to the director and see how you can implement that with how to tell the story. And not all stories should be told the same. I think the most important thing in film school, or anybody that's interested in, is look at films and try to figure out what it is that you like about what you're looking at, and to immerse yourself in other arts, you know, like painters, you know, how they construct an image, and photographers, so, and literature. So that's a wonderful thing about filmmaking and films, is it encompasses all the different arts, and so you should try not to isolate yourself in one aspect of the art.